Welcome back to Dr. Jea and JP's vidcast, a series of video podcasts designed to help disrupt your current ways of thinking and breathe new perspectives into your life.
Last week we discussed the concept of story and how our personal stories are created based on the data that we self-select from our experiences. This week I want to introduce a concept that I learned from a gentleman named Mark Sanborn, who happens to be a local Coloradan who lives in the Denver metro area. In his book, The Fred Factor, he describes a concept called reinvent yourself regularly. And he describes that whether in business or in our individual lives, we wake each and every morning with a blank slate, tabula rasa, which literally translates in Latin to a clean wiping of the slate. So one of the things that my yogi life has taught me is also that we not only have that blank slate first thing in the morning, we have it in each and every moment of our lives. So if something's not going well, if I'm in a situation of conflict or in a situation or circumstance that is undesirable, I have a chance to shift how I show up and am present in that moment.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think one thing that I notice is we can get into a regular cycle. If we don't accept the idea that we can reinvent ourselves regularly, then sometimes we just stay the same person, and that's not bad. But what happens is that when you are living a life that doesn't bring you joy and happiness, that cycle can become toxic. Because when you are not actually being cognizant of the choices that you're making and the influences in your life that may be contributing to that, that's when we can just lose ourselves in a life that doesn't bring us joy, doesn't bring us happiness, doesn't get us to everything that we wanted. And I love what you said about being able and being aware of the fact that we can do that every day.
In each and every moment. I think sometimes we have a perception or a belief that we're either not living our best lives or we are living our best lives. And for myself, I usually toggle more in the middle. I fluctuate from living close to my best life, and then I know there are slight tweaks that I can do in shifting my thinking, practicing mindfulness and meditation, working out more, choosing more nutritious foods to nourish my body, my skincare routine, which I mentioned in a different video. All of these little things that help me just get that one step closer to continuously improving my life.
And one thing for me is that as a gay man and coming out only 3.5 years ago from this video, it was a brand new arena for me. It was like its own blank slate by itself to walk into accepting myself for who I was and restarting.
Almost like creating a new identity or reinventing yourself based on who you know yourself to be in this moment.
Yes.
You don't have to be the collection of experiences that you've had in the past. Both JP and I have had our own interpersonal growth experiences that have helped us live what I call a brilliant life, where we are living joy-filled, abundant, purposeful lives. And we want to share some of those strategies that we've learned in us getting there with you, which is one of the inspirations for this vidcast.
So what we're going to do is, I'm going to actually change up the homework, but give you a few options. What we've done in the past is we've had you write down your thoughts, and I know a lot of my friends who process things by writing things down. So if you are a writer, think about some times in your life where you think you had a natural moment where almost like you turned the page and it was a new chapter of a new book. Think about times in your past where you just had a natural shift from living one lifestyle and then waking up, embracing this idea that every single morning is a blank slate and you just walked into a new life. Think about times in your life when you've done that. Write those down. Do a timeline. Sketch it out. Try to figure out when those moments were in your past.
New Year's kind of comes to mind.
Right.
Every New Year we're like, this year
This is the 13th time I'm going to start working out. But that's what's interesting is that it can be like your own little New Year's throughout your life, because it doesn't have to be. It's a great time for us to even think about that, because I think everyone else is doing it. I mean, New Year's is great. But think about those times and do a sketch, do an illustration of when those moments in your life happened. For those of you who really want to talk it out with someone, go find someone that you trust. Find a friend, Show them this vidcast. Talk about this idea that we can wake up every single morning, accept the fact that I have an opportunity today to be a blank slate, to reflect on how I identify myself today, and is it time to make new choices? Think about that with your friend. Talk it out. Talk about the times that your friend felt like they were embracing and walking into a new life, and see what comes out of that conversation.
With that, we wish you a wonderful week, and may you go out there and develop the me that you want to be.
Take care until next time.